Hi, morning, welcome. It's time for tea with me, Katie. Okay, so today, instead of a typical tea time where I just ramble on, and forgive me because I already look crazy, but the look that I'm going to do today, I needed a starting point, and without you guys watching me. Today's gonna be a little bit different. I put out a poll on Facebook earlier this week, and general consensus is we wanted a scary story or a ghost story, and I looked for one that I was hoping would be interesting enough to share. But I had no such luck. But I did, however, find a local haunting story that I thought would be cool to share with you guys because it was not one that I knew. And if you know, maybe you don't know the different variations because I did my homework and I have a lot of the different claims or rumors or whatever about this particular place. So here I am to share those with you. If you're a frequent flyer, I appreciate you so much. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If this type of thing that I am going to do today is something that you want to see for the future, please let me know. I can do like a little bit of the tea time when there's something going on, but lately there hasn't been a whole lot going on in my life, so I needed a little help getting a topic. So here we are. So this particular haunting is if you see me looking around a lot, I'm gonna apologize now because I've got a lot going on here. I've got my notebook in front of me so that I stay true to the story and the look that I'm doing today. I've got a couple different things over here that I'm looking at so I know what the heck I'm trying to do. And my stuff is all everywhere, so I'm gonna apologize right now. And this is like take number 507 for this video, so I'm not starting over again, so whatever happens, we're just gonna deal with, okay? Awesome! Okay, so this particular story takes place in Avon, Indiana, and it is a railroad bridge that was constructed in the 1900s. It says that it was constructed in 1906, and then it was finished or double it was double railed in 1908. Sorry, trying to focus on this and tell you the story is gonna get a little crazy. Yeah. Okay, so the construction of this bridge is where the haunting begins. Back in that time, when they mixed cement, they used large vats, and so that is where they mixed the cement, and that created, and when the cement hardened, it created the pylons. So one afternoon, well, there's rumors if it was afternoon or nighttime, and since this is supposed to be a scary slash ghost story, we'll go with that it happened at night. So one night, the platform broke and one of the workers fell into the cement vat, and the other workers were not able to save him, so he became encased in the cement. And it said that once he became encased, they could hear him knocking. They could hear him knocking on the side of the vat. And once this happened and the person became encased in this cement vat, the company decided that it would be too expensive to extract the body, and so they built the bridge with the body inside. And it was said that for years, and while they were building, and even after they finished the bridge, that you could still hear the guy knocking and screaming. Which there wasn't a whole lot about this story. Because there was a lot of variations, like there's a lot of different things that say, what the nationality of the person was that fell. Some say he was an alcoholic. But there isn't a whole lot about this particular story, and I'm wondering if that's because the company deciding to leave the body in there is a reason for that. Because I know if that were my company and I went ahead and built my bridge with a body inside, I might not be too keen on word getting out. So there's that. So there was another account that said decades later, this particular bridge was torn down. Now, I don't know if it was torn down and rebuilt, because it's still there. So I'm assuming either it was torn down and rebuilt, or maybe it was never torn down, because like I said, I didn't see a whole lot about the teardown except for in one reference. So not exactly sure how, not exactly sure about that as far as, if it was actually torn down or not. So if anybody knows that, if you could let me know. So anyways, I'm assuming if it was torn down, it was rebuilt because it's still there and still stands. So now we're on to our next haunted story regarding this very same bridge. And this next one is, now there's a lot of variations of this story as well. Basically just the how it happened type thing. And that is that a woman was walking late at night with her infant, her baby, who was sick. So they were trying to get it to, she was trying to get it to a doctor. And while she was walking across the bridge, okay, so the first one is while she was walking across the bridge, a train was coming, or she got her, sorry, I got a lot going on. So while she was walking on it, she got her foot caught in a railroad tie. And as luck would have it, at that time, a train was also coming down the tracks. So She fought to get her leg free, and by the time she got her leg free, there was nowhere to go. She didn't have time to run, so she squeezed her infant tightly and leapt off of the bridge. Now, it says that the baby fell from her arms and died, but she survived. She only lived for 3 weeks after the incident, and eventually died of a broken heart and grief, which I can imagine. And then there were other claims that didn't say that she got her foot caught or anything, but they were walking down the railroad tracks and a train was coming and there was nowhere to go, so she tossed the baby and then jumped, and either way the baby died. So it said that when you drive under that bridge, you can hear the baby crying for the mom. And so the legend is that you need to honk to drown out the sounds of the baby crying. So a lot of people, local people, when they drive under this bridge, they honk so that they can't hear the sound. There's also claims that when this train goes across the tracks, you can hear screaming and knocking and like basically all the sounds of all these different things that have supposedly happened at this bridge. And then this bridge in particular, you've probably seen it, even if you're not aware of its history. You can find it in the seal of Avon, Indiana. So that bridge in the picture of the seal for Avon, Indiana is also this bridge that all of these things, or all these hauntings, are in reference to. Now this bridge is also, I already said that, it's already been memorialized by the town. And there's another story that 4 workers fell to their deaths into the creek, and there are claims that you can hear thuds and splashes, and when you hear those thuds and splashes, if you look over the side of the bridge, the water is calm. So as you can see, there's a lot of, or as you can see, no, you can't see, but as you can hear, there's a lot of speculation and things that are happening at this bridge. And going back to the 4 workers is actually, there's a plaque on the side of the bridge that talks about these 4 workers, so that might be the only one that there's actually proof to. But like I said, if I was that company that went ahead and built my bridge with a body inside of a pylon, I might not be too keen on a whole lot of people knowing about that, so I'd probably, hush hush or beat down any rumors of that one. So that might be why, if you've never heard that, then that might be why they were trying to keep it under wraps. So going back to the worker that fell and got encased in the cement, since I just brought that up again, it is said that, or there is a, not it is said, sorry, there's a couple different versions of once he was encased. Like, one was that his hand was sticking out, and in order to place the pylon onto what they were building, they had to cut his arm off, which in itself is morbid as hell. But then there is another version of that same thing that was saying they tried to, the workers, when they saw the man fall, tried to rescue him. And they tried to rescue him by lining up. And they used like one of those old saws, the two-man saws where you pull back and forth. And they used that to try to pull him out. So he had a hold of one end, and then they all kind of like formed a line or a chain and tried to pull him out that way. Well, it didn't work, and something buzzed. It didn't work, and they weren't able to pull him out. So when he went into the cement casings, the hand that had a hold of the saw was sticking out. So in order to complete that, they were like, oh, well, we better get rid of this. So they cut it off and still used it to continue building the bridge. So there's the different variations of that particular thing. And since I still have a lot to do, this should be interesting. Sorry it wasn't a long story. I hope it was good. I'm trying to tell the story and do this. Was a little more than I thought it would be. So my apologies. I practiced and practiced and practiced, and this is what you get. I'm sorry. So I think that I've driven under this particular bridge before, and I don't know, I don't know if I experienced anything, because it was, quite a long time ago. So I almost wonder that if these things happen or we experience these things because of stuff like this, because we hear about it. So I don't know. I'm curious to know if anybody's had any experience with this particular bridge. So if you could comment below and tell your stories, that would be awesome. I would love to hear. I do have my own story, not about that bridge in particular, but about a different one. When I was in my teens, I had a group of friends that liked to find the haunted places. So one night they took us out to a bridge, and this bridge is located in Martinsville, and it's called Crybaby Bridge. And I think it's the same general story as this bridge and the woman, carrying her baby, or maybe this woman threw her baby off the bridge. I'm not exactly 100% sure what the exact story is with this one. But they took me out to it, and they told me the story as we were sitting there. And then they dared me to get out and walk the length of the bridge while they parked on one end and said, hey, go ahead and walk down this and see what happens, of course, after telling me the story. And so I walked down to the other end of the bridge. Now, as I was walking down to the other side, I remember thinking, well, this is really stupid. It was creepy, don't get me wrong, but that's because it's late at night and I'm walking across the bridge, and I just remember being very skeptical and all that stuff about, what I was even doing or if the thing was even true and just all of that stuff. And so once I got down to the other end, it was time to turn around and head back the other direction. And as I was walking back towards the car, I started hearing faint cries. Seriously. And I was like, what the heck? So I stopped in the middle of the bridge. And I was like, what the heck? So I started listening harder. And sure enough, yep, I could hear crying. It was real faint. Like you almost had to strain to hear it. And once I realized the possibility of what I was hearing, I took off running and got in the car. So I couldn't tell you any more about it than I heard the crying and was like, yep, I'm done. So there's my own personal story about a bridge. So I believe that it is very possible that this bridge is haunted, and it's actually a staple for this time of year, which I thought was also very interesting. It's like, especially during this time of year, people go visit this bridge for, adrenaline, or to see if they can, because we're obsessed with haunted things, right? Especially during this time of year. So, like I said, if you have any stories regarding this particular bridge, I would love to hear about them. So please comment and let me know. Like I said, since we still have so much work to do, or I still have so much work to do, I can keep talking. I have plenty of ghost stories. I'm one of those people that, I guess you call it sensitive or something. So I've got quite a few of my own little things that I've experienced throughout my lifetime, and one of them that I will never forget is, let me put that there. I woke up out of a dream. Now, I have a fear of dolls, and I don't really know why. I just know that this particular thing that happened to me is like one of the many reasons why I have a fear of dolls, but I had it prior to this, so yeah. Let me put that one there either. It's okay, I'll go over there eventually. So one night I was asleep and I woke up to, okay, so in my room when I was younger, there was a doll bed across from where I was sleeping, and then there was my bed. So my bed was here, and like right straight across from me I had a doll bed that had like Cabbage Patch Kids, and because those weren't creepy, but then I had some other dolls that were kind of on the creepy side, but I never paid it too much mind. So this particular night I had a dream that one of my dolls was coming up over my bed, or coming up to my bed and grabbing me. And this particular doll was missing fingers. And when I woke from the dream, I was petrified. So I got up and ran. And I don't know how, but I got like trapped in a box. So here's my bed, and then there was a little gap, and then there was a dresser. So somehow I ended up in between my bed, the dresser, and the wall. But even though I did like this 360 degrees, I was trapped in a box. And I was trapped in that box. No. Sorry about that. I got a little message. I'm trying to get off my phone. So, no matter which way I turned, I couldn't get out. And so that really freaked me out. And so then I finally get out of the box. Like after I'm in tears by this point. And I get out of the box and I make my way to the stairs. Or to the bottom of the stairs where I can find a light and turn it on. And, when I get to the stairs, I go to try to turn the light on and I can't find the light switch. Like, I'm running my hand all up and down the wall and I can't find a light switch at all. No light switch. So I am panicking and I'm in tears by this point because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking scared. And so I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna run up the stairs. Well, when I turn the corner, because my room was in the basement, so you come down the basement stairs and there's a wall between the stairs and the actual basement, which is where I was trying to find the light switch. So I come around the corner from the wall and I go to run up the stairs and there is a wedding dress looking figure thing coming down the stairs. So I freak out and I start searching for the light switch again, and I still can't find it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I stand at the bottom of the stairs for a minute, and I finally was like, I've only got one choice, and that's to run up these stairs. So I take a deep breath, and I run through the dress, and I remember I ran into my mom's room, and I leapt into the bed, and I leapt into the bed so hard that I knocked over her, nightstand table and got in trouble. So that's one of my stories that I have. Let's see, I know I have more. Oh, one of my favorite ones is, you guys are probably thinking, what the heck is she doing? One of my favorite ones is, again, a night out with my friends, haunted places. They take me to a witch's graveyard. And, again, I didn't know the history, didn't know the story. And, we get there, and, they kind of tell me a little bit about the place and that stuff, and I was like, okay, no big deal, whatever. And I should know better with my own experiences with haunted stuff. I should know that, these things are true or could be true. And so, we get out and we go and we're walking through there and we walk past this. Okay, so when you get to this place, you go through the graveyard, and so you go down this little trail that's like a lot of woods and stuff, and then you finally reach one point of the graveyard. And when you get to that point, there's a bunch of like broken graves and stuff from like, that time frame. and I can't remember the years or whatever, but so we go into there and we walk by this broken grave, and it's one of those, it's mostly flat, but it had like a little, it had a little piece that kind of stuck up, but that was also broken. And it was like, okay, whatever. Nice. Etc. So anyways, we walk past it and we keep going. And then we hear this, we get further into it and we hear this sound. And I cannot remember what the sound was, but I know whatever it was, it terrified the crap out of me because I was like, we gotta turn around. We gotta turn around. And it kind of freaked everybody else out too. So they were like, yeah, we better turn around. So, and I'm jacking this all up. They were like, yeah, we better turn around. So we turned around. And as we're leaving, we walked past that grave again. And it was put back together. No crap. Yeah. So it was completely back together, back in place. Looked probably just like it did when it was put in there. Looked brand new, wasn't dirty anymore. And I was like, yep, that's it. I'm out of here. So I took off running. And the opening had like a gate in it, basically, you know, telling us probably shouldn't come here, right? And I get clotheslined. By the rope blocking off our exit out of the thing. And, you know, of course, my friends think, oh, that's hilarious, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm crying because I'm scared to death. I'm laying, it started raining. I'm panicking. And I'm just like, get me the hell out of here was pretty much what I was thinking. And we finally get to the truck. Everyone's still laughing at me. And, so we get in the truck and the truck won't start. And we're like, oh my God, by this time I'm freaking the hell out, scared to death. Like, what the hell is going on? And then, the truck finally starts and we start heading down the road. And at that point, this car, well, I don't know if it was a car, but these headlights come out of nowhere, out of the cornfield, because there are no other roads near us whatsoever. And these headlights come turning out of this way and they follow us. So he speeds down the road and these headlights are right on our tail. And the minute that we turn the corner, they're gone. So we make around this curve and the headlights disappear. The car, the whatever it was that was chasing us, gone. And we're all like, what the hell? So everybody's all freaked out. So we get home, or I get home, and I'm home by myself. And freaked out. And so I turn every light in the house on. Then all of a sudden I hear this beating at the back door. And I thought, nice, guys. I figured it was my friends coming to freak me out. So I opened the back door. Now keep in mind I told you it was raining, right? Well, my back door, or my back porch, had a had its own, like a ceiling. It wasn't like encased, but the roof of the house went out over the porch. So the porch had like an awning, I guess you would call it. And so if someone knocked on the door and they were standing on the porch, there would be footprints. Also, I had a dog at the time, so there was nothing but mud on the other side of the porch and even by the stairs. There was no footprints in the mud, no footprints on the porch, nothing. Okay? So by this time, I'm really freaked out. Then my phone rings. It's my cousin. He's freaked out. I guess, because of a game that he's playing. And, so I'm starting to tell him about what we had just been through. And every time I tried to talk about it, the phone would go, and he kept going, I can't hear you, I can't hear you, I can't hear you. And, so there was a lot more stuff that happened, but I was like, maybe I'm not supposed to be telling you about this. So I was like, can you come over? And he was like, yeah. So he ended up coming over, but it was so freaky. Like, I feel like I can't even portray it to you, as creepy as this was, but something did not want me to tell him about what had happened. Them freaking witches followed me home. Okay? They followed me. And I believe that to this day, that they followed me home and they were like, don't you ever freaking tell people about this again. So for the longest time, I was afraid to talk about it, and I'm probably going to pay for it later, because this is the first time that I have told anyone about this since that night. So if you don't see me again, that might be why. Okay, well, I'm going to take a quick break, so I'm going to pause this, do the other eye, so I can finish this and not bore you to death, okay? Okay, so I'm back. I put on some lashes, and this is almost done. What do we think so far? Okay, so I just finished up with a ghost story. I don't really know what else to say. Except that if you like this, or you liked me telling the stories, let me know, and we can make it a thing. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Try that again. I tell you what, if I don't have anything else to talk about, I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll pop back on here, okay? See ya! Okay, so here it is. So I hope you guys like this. If you like this type of thing and want me to continue it, then like and leave a comment. If you want me to try something different, just please give me ideas, because, I mean, while a lot happens in my life, things don't always happen in my life. So if I want to continue to do this weekly, then I'm going to need some inspiration. if you like the local lore, then I can keep looking for stuff like that and continue to do things that way. I don't know. If you like the talking, or if you like the storytelling, just let me know. One last thing, thank you so much to those of you who are supporting me. I'm up to 10 followers. You guys seriously overwhelming. And I just appreciate all of the love. And I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys like the story. And I'm sorry if I didn't tell it smoothly. That was my first time telling a story on here. So, like I said, if you like that type of thing, then let me know. Love you guys.